the coach discovered a goalkeeping genius. No one could score against him, but there was one problem. He was a despised German soldier. Meanwhile, the coach's team was on the brink of relegation. If they lost their next match, the investors would abandon them completely. His players were lazy, especially their terrible goalkeeper. The match was tomorrow, but instead of training, the players were out partying. Furious, the coach decided to take a risk. He bribed an officer with a box of cigars to borrow the German soldier for a day. That one decision changed Bert's life forever. Once the coach secured a pass for Bert, he worried about his identity being exposed. So, he gave Bert a scarf, telling him to wear it around his neck and pretend he had lost his voice. Bert refused. The coach gave him two choices: become his team's goalkeeper or go back to the POW camp to do humiliating labor. Bert gave in. He wrapped the scarf around his neck. Before the match, the coach brought Bert to the locker room, claiming he was injured in the war and couldn't speak. But then, Bert casually spoke in German. The players were instantly hostile. They couldn't accept seeing a former enemy in their midst. But if they lost this game, their team would be finished. So, for the sake of survival, they took the field. Up in the stands, the coach's daughter saw Bert and cursed her father's foolishness. But then, something incredible happened. Bert's talent was undeniable. No one could break through his defense. With his help, the team won 3-0. After the match, as the coach escorted Bert back to the POW camp, Bert made him an offer. He wanted to use goalkeeping to escape the prison camp for good. The coach seriously considered it, but when he got home, he was met with outrage. His wife and daughter, Margaret, were furious. They had suffered too much from the war. They couldn't accept Bert being around, but that coach stood firm. He arranged for Bert to work at his shop. Margaret made things difficult for Bert. She wouldn't let him enter through the front door, but that didn't matter. For the first time in a long while, Bert tasted a bit of freedom. He worked daily and even tried talking to the coach's younger daughter, who was too afraid to respond. Margaret quickly shut down their conversation. Bert simply said, "Hating me is easy." Margaret's face darkened. With anger and pain in her voice, she spoke of what the Germans had done. Her friends had gone to meet God. At night, they hid in bomb shelters, praying their home wouldn't be destroyed.
I'd rather have danced with you than stood on the battlefield. But I didn't have a choice.
Bert finally understood where her hatred came from.